So what's a day in the life of Harland Williams at Burning Man? You're in your RV, right?
Yeah.
And you're not much of a drinker or partaker in drugs, are you?
No, I'm not. But if you're ever going to do it, that's the place to do it. But the festivals, it's more than just drugs. It's art. It's music. It's spiritual. It's pretty cool. There's a lot more there than I think people understand. I think they think it's just a bunch of hippies jumping around, but it's a lot more than that.
What kind of music?
You'll have everything. A lot of it's electronic and house music, but you can also find a place where they're doing a Beatles retrospective or an '80s night or a disco night. So it's all kinds of stuff.
And when did the rain come, and what was that like?
So we got there Tuesday. We had Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday just to have a great time. And then Friday afternoon, the rain started coming. And by any other standards, like if it rained like that in L.A., it would have been a night of a rainstorm. There was no thunder. There was no lightning. It was just kind of a steady maybe 8 hours of rain coming down. And eventually, because you're on a dry, old lake bed, it started to accumulate, and then you've got, about an inch of water. But the lake bed is made of this really fine silt because it used to be a 500-foot lake with schools of fish in it and everything. The playa is the second largest, flattest place on planet Earth, apparently. And
wow.
So the water just pooled, and because it's got this silt in it, like a silica, it cakes. It's like pancake batter, so it sticks to everything, and it just sort of locked everything down. But there was no flooding. There was no flash flooding. There was no torrents. There was no rivers. Nobody was in danger of floating away or being swept away. And the other thing is stuff dries out pretty quickly once the sun comes up. So it was blown out of proportion a lot.
So it was more news doing what they did 2 weeks ago when Hillary blew through LA. It's like, oh my God, cyclone bomb and blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't nearly as doomy and gloomy if you were at Burning Man.
Oh my God, Hillary was brutal. I mean, those are some of the most dangerous dry streets I've ever driven on. But Burning Man, they said there was an Ebola breakout. They said there was the National Guard coming in. They said there were flash floods. None of that existed. None of it ever existed. It was just sort of, we had a bad night of rain. Wait till it dries before you get out, and tons of mud. So,
yeah,
some people didn't see. There was a car that tried to get out right in front of my trailer. They got stuck. The lady came back the next day and started wiping the mud off with wet wipes, so I don't know what kind of mushroom she was on. And then another car, like 30 feet down from us, tried to get in the mud. They rotated their tires so much their car lit on fire.
Whoa.
So there were some casualties, but,
there was a report of an actual casualty. Everyone was talking about that somebody in their 40s died, but they didn't give a reason, and that's what sparked a lot of the Ebola rumors. But have you heard anything?
What I heard is that somebody was walking around in their bare feet and got electrocuted, that they must have stepped on a cord that was in some of the pooling water. Now, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's factual, but that's what I heard from someone on the ground at Burning Man.
That seems very plausible because I've not heard anything. A guy in his 30s, I didn't hear drug OD or I didn't hear anything.